Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to share a word of encouragement, and the first thing I want to tell you is to hold on. I know it may seem like the weight is just dragging out. You may feel lost, you may feel confused at the moment because God's told you just to wait and He hasn't told you much after that. But please hold on, because when He tells you to go, when He sets you free, when I tell you that reward is going to be far greater than what you can imagine. I want to share a story with you in the Bible, of course, and it's about a Shunamite woman. So this woman had set up a place for Elisha, the prophet. So he would come into town and she would first feed him and get him something to drink. And then one day she said to her husband, let's prepare a place for him. Let's get him a bed, a chair, a room, get him all situated. So when he comes in, he may go and nap and rest as he pleases. And so she and her husband dedicate this room in their home for him. And one day he was like to his servant, Gehazi, he's like, what can we do for this woman? And so his servant tells him, he's like, I heard, her husband's of age. She doesn't have a son. She doesn't have a child. And he's like, okay, I got it. So Elijah goes to her and says, basically, you're going to have a son this time next year. And the woman's like, haha, no. See, some people have been disappointed so much in life that they stop asking God for something. They stop believing that He can open up the door to that one situation that seemed as if it was dead. So she was hesitant. She was actually a little in disbelief. But he was like, no, mark my words, you're going to have a child next year. So she ends up having a child. The child grows in age. And then at this time, the child ends up dying, right? He's out in the field with his dad. He's like, Dad, my head. He's like, he tells the servant, take him home to his mother. And he's resting on his mother's lap and he dies. And she places him in the bed of Elijah, the room that she had prepared for the prophet. She goes out to the prophet of man and he sees her from afar and he's like, something's wrong. And so fast forward, Elijah comes back to the home. He lays on the child 3 times, spreads out, mouth to mouth, nose to nose. Child rises again and is alive. So we're fast forwarding. So at this time, Elijah goes back to that lady whose son is restored and is alive and says, hey, there's going to be a great famine in this land. So I need you to leave, get your family and go for 7 years. So the lady, her son and her husband, the family go to the Philistines and they stay there for 7 years. There's a great famine. So at the end of this great famine, she then can return back to her land. So she's going back and she's like, all right, now let me go appeal to the king about my home in the land that I had left, being obedient to the man of God. So as she's about to go up to the king, it's Elijah's servant speaking to the king about the great things that Elijah had done. He was telling him he restored the dead. He, basically telling the king this woman's story about her son. And at the very same time, she's getting ready to appeal to him like, hey, I need my belongings back. And so the king asks her, tell me. She tells the king, and the king, this is where we are going to begin. 2 Kings chapter 8, verse 5. Okay, it says, just as Gehazi was telling the king how Elijah had restored the dead to life, the woman whose son Elisha had brought back to life came to appeal to the king for her house and land. Gehazi said, this is the woman, my lord the king. This is her son whom Elijah restored to life. The king asked the woman about it, and she told him. Then he assigned an official to her case and said to him, give back everything that belonged to her, including all the income from her land from the day she left the country until now. So what I'm saying is, wait. Hold on. See, imagine if the woman would have came back before the 7 years that the man of God had told her to wait. She would have came back and distraught, lost. She wouldn't have redeemed anything. But by her obedience and by holding on to the promise and not returning until the man of God had said. So I'm saying to you, don't go back yet. Just wait. Because when she went back, she not only got her home in the land, she received the income, the amount from the moment she left, from the moment till now. 7 years worth of income that she did not work for in that land. God gave it back to her. So why I'm telling you, hold on, wait. You may be separated right now with your kingdom spouse. The opportunity in the job, you're probably waiting for the call back right now. Just wait, just wait, just wait, because God has someone speaking on your behalf. There was someone telling a king, telling someone in position about the goodness of God on your life. So please, I'm telling you, wait, because the time that God sends you back, you're not going back just to claim what is yours. You're going back to claim the extra. You're going back to claim the things you didn't work for. You're going back to claim and restore your home to a higher level. So I'm telling you, hold on, wait, because what God has coming is far greater than what you can imagine. And we can see it in the life of this obedient woman of God. He said, don't come back until 7 years. It said right here, in verse 3, at the end of the 7 years, she came back, right, from the land of the Philistines. It says at the end of it, after the wait was over, when she got the green light to go. So I'm telling you, don't go too prematurely, because what God is stirring up, what God is getting ready for you, He already has people talking about you. And the same moment when He tells you to go, it's going to be aligned. I've heard about you. I've been waiting for you. I've been expecting you. And now I'm going to assign someone to your case. And you're not just going to receive what you started with. You're going to receive what you didn't work for. What He said, I'll give you homes you didn't build. I'm about to give you funds. I'm about to open up the doors of heaven and pour you out a blessing far greater than what you can receive. But you have to hold on. I need you to wait. How many of you are excited? Because I'm excited, and I'm trusting this word and believing that I will not move before it's time. So hold on.